Hey, welcome back. We are on step 4 in your route to fully booked, which is T, target market. Now, I know for many of you this seems backwards because most coaches tell you to go define your target market first, right? And then create packages around it. But we like to do things differently around here. And that's why you're here, because you like to do things differently. And we're talking about building a business that is in alignment with you. All right. And that is why target market is second to up leveling. All right. So here's what we're talking about. Now that you've gone through reflection, you've got your time organized, you've got your packages up leveled. Now we want to define the target market that fits those packages, that fits those next level services and offers in those outcome-based packages, and really speak directly to them. Okay. And one of the things that I really want to encourage you to do is really focus on who these packages are not for. In many cases, a lot of times, it's easier to call out who you will not serve and who your packages and your services and offers are not a good fit for versus who they are a good fit for. It's a little bit more polarizing. It calls it out, right? And it guarantees that you're not going to attract the wrong people. If you can very easily say, here's my package, here's who it serves, right? Or here's what you're going to get from it, and here's who it's not for. Those people are very easily going to self-identify with that, right? Like they self-identify, and it really brings the right people to you. So do not be afraid to call out who these new packages, who your service is, who you don't want to serve. Go back to that reflection page, right? We talked about reflecting, and we talked about looking at like, what did you love? What do you not love? If there are things that you do not love about certain clients, call it out and say, here's what I will not tolerate. Here's who I will not work with. Okay. So don't be afraid to do that. That's what we're talking about here a little bit in the target market. But then also, obviously, you want to go beyond the demographics. It's easy to define. I mean, if it's important to you and who you serve, to call out women, to call out a certain age group, to call out a certain place that they're at in business. So first, for example, maybe you only want to work with mothers of young children. If that's who your services are targeted for, then obviously you need to call that demographic out, right? Maybe you serve empty nesters. You want to call that demographic out. But if you can serve a broad range and their demographic doesn't entirely matter, like if it doesn't matter if they're 20 or 50, then you don't need to really even go that far, right? You don't need to even really dive into all of those demographics. What I really like to focus on more is, what do they value? What is their personality type? What's keeping them up at night that your services provide the solution to, right? Why, who do they serve? What do they love to do, and how do your services make sure that they stay in their zone of genius, right? Those are the things that you want to focus on, because those are the things that are going to attract those dream clients to you, right? Like, what are their personality types? Does it matter, right? Do you really only like to work with introverts? Do extroverts drive you absolutely crazy? Do these people that love to talk, do you like to deal with people that like to talk on the phone, or that are more DIYers? Or do you like to work with people that enjoy somebody that can work through it with them? I really like to work with those people that appreciate and want that person that's there that can dive deep with them, right? Like, obviously we always have services that serve people at every level, and you don't have to, but like, you can have a DIY program. But for me, I really truly value those that are sick of doing it by themselves, right? They want that person to help them. They're looking to bring on that board of directors per se, right? And that they value honesty, they value integrity, they value showing up authentically. They're not in it just for the money. Those are the things, like those are the type of things I want you to start identifying here in the target market, because that's what's going to bring you a dream client versus a non-dream client, right? Like, somebody who's in it for the money, they may be making great money, and they may be all in, and they may have a great service, and they may be looking for it, but you know what? Like, that just doesn't align with my values. Money is not the only thing, it's not my only driving force, and I really don't want to work with people that are just in it for the money. I want to work with the people that are there to make an impact. I want to work with those that really focus on getting their client results, not just selling them something because it helps their bottom line. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's people out there that are just all in it, like, hey, I've got this, I figured it out, I can sell it, it doesn't really matter. Not my ideal client, right? So again, think about those things. What do they truly value? What are their personality? And what's keeping them up at night, right? Like, you know those things that keep you up at night. You know those things that wake you up in the middle of the night. What are those things that, you remember in the shower or on a long car drive? Like, what are those things that your clients are coming up with? Identify those, and how can your services that you just created, those new up-leveled packages, how can they solve all those problems? That's what we're talking about with dream clients, all right? And we could dive really, really deep into this. And of course, inside of the masterclass, I'm going to dive deeper. You'll have a worksheet that's going to ask you some deeper questions. But for the sake of this podcast, if you're taking notes, one of the action items I want you to really do is I want you to call out who they are not for, right? Who were you not willing to serve anymore? Go back through your reflection, go back through your up-leveling, and really, really think about that. Think about who you don't want to serve anymore. This is the difference between paying clients and dream clients, is saying, you know what? I appreciate that you want to pay me, but you do not align with me. You do not value the same things, and I'm sorry, we're not a good fit. That is truly up-leveling, and that is what is going to take you to fully booked with those dream clients, where every day you're super excited and you don't have anybody draining your energy. All right. So take notes and go through, really think about it. Think about every client you've had up to this point. Again, that back in that reflection, and really think about, who do I not want to serve anymore? Okay. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, if you want the masterclass, click the link in the show notes, or simply just email me, R.O.U.T.E Masterclass. All right. I'll talk to you soon.